See here, we are getting an error. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. So it is clearly saying that. So you cannot create an object. One today we will be understanding about the abstract class. So it is a special type of class which will be having a virtual keyword while declaring the class, and this class cannot be instantiated, and the object of the abstract class cannot be created. Meaning, let's say whatever the class you will be declaring. Let's say here we have the base class, and in the class it has some. Let's say it has some methods and all. So if the class has to be said with the virtual, meaning it should start with the virtual keyword. This is the first point, and the second point is like it cannot be instantiated. Like let's say in the top model, whatever we have, like let's say model TB and the base class B I will be creating, and we will be like let's say here B equals to new. So this for this way, like object cannot be created. So for the syntax, if I consider like it should start with the virtual and the class and the class name of the class, and some, let's say you can add some methods, and we say this as a end class. So this is the main thing about the abstract class, and sometimes we will say this class as a virtual class also. So the rules are like normal points to be considered for abstract classes. Like let's say whatever the methods you will be implementing in the base class. Let's say here you have some function. Let's say here I have, let's say just telling one example function add. It is one integer type, we can say. Like let's say this function addition now will be its return type will be integer. So let's say here I'll be adding some add and int a comma int b. So and return I will be adding this as a plus b, and end function I'll be having. So in the child class, like whatever the things we will be having, right? Let's say child class will be derivative from the base class. Let's say here I'll be having a child class. For the child class, let's say we have this class child that is extends from the base class. So inside this child class, the methods, whatever we will be using, right? So let's say if I have this addition as a function. So here I'm using this as a function. I cannot use this as a task. This is the one point. And here, let's say another way is like here its type will be a function type, meaning the method type should be the same. And if it is a return type in the base class, it must be return type only. And the number of arguments, whatever I'm passing here, like here I'm passing two arguments. So here in the child class also, it must be return type should be a two type. So, and uh, also we can say that it is not mandatory to add methods in the abstract class. Let's consider an example as we have discussed in the previously. So here we have the virtual class with the base, and it has some methods like here we have that addition and we have display. And similarly for the child class, which is extended from the base class, it has a add method and display method. And now we will be trying to create a object for the base class. And similarly for the child class, and then we'll be assigning. As of now, let's comment this and see the results. Like here we are, it is a return type, like the function will be a return type. So we have like whatever the value we will be returning to this one, right? Let's say what happens if I remove this result. So okay, before to that, we'll just comment this line and we'll try to create object for this one. So just save and run. See here, we are getting an error. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. So it is clearly saying that. So you cannot create an object, and for that alternate is like there should be derivative class that should be used. Okay, so let's comment this, and we have the derivative class C, and we are assigning this b equals to C, and let's add, we'll call this method like b dot display and then c dot display. We'll be trying to see. So for this one, we will be getting an warning. So what kind of warning we'll be getting is, see here, if you see like this one warning we are getting, so non-void function used in void constructs. So line number 41. So line number 41, this one. So this method, whatever we are calling from the b dot add, like from the parent, sorry, this base class. So here we are adding. So the method is of the type return. So, but we are not adding any return. So we are just calling. That's why this is an error. So it is basically to avoid this kind of error, we'll be calling this result dot display and just comment it and the same way. So b equals to c, and now we will be seeing the results here. So that warning should go and we should get a result. So here base result should be 4,6 will be 10, and the child result should be 12. So here if you see a result equals to 10 and child. So till now we have seen the return type, the method and all. So here in the base class, if the method type is a function, so it should be also a function, not the task. And coming to the one more thing, let's say I will remove this virtual. So what happens is, so it is now coming to the polymorphism topic. So we have removed, and for the polymorphism, the function, whatever here we are using, right? So here it should be virtual. So if it is not virtual, what we are getting is c dot display, like child class dot display. So we'll be getting the child class data, whatever the data we are assigned here, 5,50. So we are getting the 5,50, and the b dot display. So here we are calling the b dot display. So here the base dot display. So we are getting the data as well as ID. So here we are assigning to the child class, since we are using this b equals to c, but the method is not overriding. So here what happens is like b equals to c, the object will be pointing to the C, not created, it is pointing to the C object. So that is why we are getting the base class data as 50, 5. So now if I add this virtual, and we will be adding this as a virtual method. So now let's see what happens. So we will be getting the child class. So even though we are calling the b dot display, we should be able to get the child class. So we are getting this child class data as 5 comma sorry 50 comma 5. So this is all about the abstract class as well as some mixed of polymorphism we can say. Yeah, thank you all.